gentlemen, thanks to everybody tuning in today. We're live for the Sparks 300 at Talladega in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Out front, it's your leader, Austin Hill, with 5 to go. Sorry we're a bit delayed with this one today, guys, but you know what? We're live. We're finally live. We had a couple difficulties at the beginning, but you know what? We're ready to rock and roll now. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Austin Hill out front. They're doing the choo-choo train around the top. Let me hear your choo-choo. Behind him, Austin Hill, then Anthony Alfredo up in third. He tends to find his way towards the front at these Xfinity Series races, just has never been able to finish one out. Then Allmendinger and Hemrick, the next two cars in line on the top. Then Justin Allgaier behind him, the infamous Brandon Brown. And behind them, J.J. Yaley having a great run in that 66. Then Jones and Ryan Sieg. You do have a couple stragglers trying to work in a bottom lane down there towards the back of the pack, and a couple more guys are going to go down there with them. Brandon Jones, Trevor Bayne in the 18. It's his first start in that 18 car in a while. But with 4 to go on the stage, yeah, it's about time that somebody else busted a move and tried to move to the bottom. These guys are going to run out of time to make a run at this stage win. But honestly, these RCR cars all year have been so amazing on the Xfinity Series plate tracks. Austin Hill has 2 wins to his credit, and it just feels like Creed and him have always been in the mix, unless they've been somehow gotten caught up in a big one. But Austin Hill's the one out front right now. Oh, and getting 3 wide there, a little bit back in the pack. Myatt Snyder, Sam Mayer, poking a little their noses down a line, trying to work their way towards the front with 3 to go. Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed still on up front. 1-2, your top 8 or so cars, single file along the outside wall. Then you got a couple guys trying to make an inside line, form up on the bottom. But Brandon Jones, who's leading that line, tucks back in the outside line, going down the back straightaway. Going to try and maybe get a run with those guys and then pull out a line as they go into turn 3. Really no helpers with him that time, so he's not going to pull out there. But he does have some Toyota power behind him with Trevor Bayne, and then that Sam Hunt racing car in the 26. Who's in that car today? I'm not even sure. I think it's Derek Griffith. And the 18 car is going to pull out a line and kind of leave his teammate, the 19, a little bit out to dry there. And Gibbs is going to try and go with him. 2 to go in the stage, 2 to go in the stage. I feel like those guys up at the top are going to kind of stay content there, running single file to the end of the stage, and it's just a matter of anybody towards the back of this pack can make a move or have big enough of a run to get up near the front, and then that may convince some of those leaders to go with him. Brandon Jones going to pull out a line, though, from behind Ryan Sieg. Ryan Sieg, a playoff driver. And that's right about the 9th place car in line. And he's got his 2 teammates lined up to his bumper as they work this inside line. Oh, and the 2 College cars are going to pull down with him, and the RCR cars will move down as well to pull off that block, kind of leading Alfredo out to dry now. Alfredo leads that outside line, and now it's the 2 RCR cars, 2 College cars, and then the 3 Joe Gibbs racing cars all lined up nose to tail on the inside line. Now everybody's on the inside, and Alfredo's been hung out to dry up top. Alfredo's just kind of going to back out of this one. Stage points really don't matter to him. He's just going for the win. Justin Allgaier now leads that second line. And Allmendinger's going to poke out a line. Allmendinger's going to move up to block that second line. And now it's Austin Hill leading 2 lines that are side by side. Sheldon Creed that second. Oh, Allgaier, that was really tight. He tried to make it 3 wide there. That's really going to hurt that outside line. So momentum, the 7 car going backwards. And it's Brandon Brown with the run on the top side, but he doesn't have any help behind him. Sheldon Creed leads that inside line, but Austin Hill's out front. And he's going to be able to block off his teammate. And you got to imagine Creed's going to work with him to the end of this stage finish here as they go through the trial for the final time in stage 1. And it's going to be Austin Hill, your stage 1 winner. And as they come to the line, 4 wide behind him. Sheldon Creed gets second. And then Hemrick third, Jones and Bayne round out your top 5. Hey, thanks to everybody tuning in today, guys. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Whew, that was a crazy finish there to the end of that stage. And just like that, we're back going live, guys. Sorry with some of the technical difficulties. We kind of had some things going awry this morning, but you know what? We're back. We're back. Hopefully this stream's not as laggy as last weekend, but you know what? Just saying that, I probably just jinxed it. But we'll look at the chat here in just a second. Thanks to everybody tuning in. We'll put up a poll for you guys. Yes, Tate, I saw some of the truck race. I wasn't able to go. I wasn't gonna be able to go live until like halfway through the race, so I just decided, I'll just wait till later. Working on a poll though, real quick. There we go. Had the SAT this morning, so my brain's a little bit fried, but you know what? I'm going to try and use all the brain power I have left to commentate this race. But shout out to Matt DiBenedetto getting his first career NASCAR Series win. And it's his first win in any of the top 3 divisions of NASCAR. That was a crazy finish. Yeah, we'll go through our own order here in just 1 second. And, okay, there we go. Yeah, no, so your running order as they are right now. Austin Hill gets the Stage 1 win over his teammate Sheldon Creed. Those 2 RCR cars working together to stay out front for the majority of that stage. Austin Hill's led the most laps today with 21. And then Sheldon Creed second in that stage. Hemrick third. The College cars also up there in the mix. Then Jones and Bain with a charge at the finish of that stage. That ran out your top 5. Then Allmendinger in 6th. Gibbs 7th. Allgaier, Brandon Brown, and Sam Mayer round out your top 10. Then just missing out on stage points, Riley Herbst in that 98. And then Parker Kligerman, who's gotten a one-off opportunity in that 48 for Big Machine Racing. He's doing double duty today. Then J.J. Yaley behind him, Ryan Sieg and Jeb Burton right out your top 15. Then Derek Griffith, Blaine Perkins, Josh Berry, Myatt Snyder, and Landon Castle, your top 20. As everybody comes down pit road here, though, to make their first stops of the day. Sorry about that. Sheldon Creed's already completed his service. Ooh, that was a tight incident there on pit lane. I'm not sure who that was. 36 of Alex LeVay and somebody else. But the race off of pit road is won by Austin Hill. And I don't think everybody came down pit road there. Austin Hill wins the race off of pit road, though, with 2 tires. Bain with 2 tires. Creed with 2 tires. Williams. Oh, it's not Williams. Yeah, it's not LeBay. It's Williams in the 36 this weekend. But Williams, no tires. Then Jones, Brown, Herbst, Sieg, all with 2 tires. Then everybody behind them took 4. But it looks like, yeah, Bailey Curry, Timmy Hill, Howie DiSavino, Joey Gase, Ryan Vargas, Joe Graff, David Starr, Jesse Wuji, BJ McLeod, Cesar Baccarella, all those top 10 stayed out. Now, I'm not sure how many of those guys are just waiting to come down pit road next time by, but we'll have to see. I feel like Bailey Curry, Timmy Hill, DiSavino, maybe Vargas. I feel like a couple of those guys might actually be staying out here, but I feel like a lot of those other guys are just kind of staying out an extra lap coming down pit road when it wouldn't be as busy. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe, because maybe that'll make my sinuses better. Also, check out the Instagram link in the description, or you can just look up freeman.motorsports on Instagram. We also got some die cast for sale. You can check out the link in the description. Dude, I just ate 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, but I'm still super hungry. I don't know why. I didn't really think that was going to be possible, but here I am, nonetheless. Thanks to everybody watching. Under commercial break, though, now, and yeah, I think we'll figure out here in just a couple seconds who's actually staying out, or who's actually staying out here, who's just waiting an extra lap before they come back down into pit road. Stage 2, also 25 laps, both the first two stages 25 laps. Then you kind of get the elongated stage 3, which is 63 laps. So it's really 2 sprints and then kind of, the marathon at the end. See who can survive it all and get the victory. Noah Gragson chasing down 5 wins in a row. I would think that'd probably be the first time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series where we've had 5 wins in a row. Now, I know Kyle Busch went 5 for 5 last year in the Xfinity Series, but those weren't in back-to-back-to-back weekends. Well, that would be back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back weekends. I don't know. All I know is that's a lot of back-to-backs. Also, those 10 cars that were at the top of the leaderboard, the reason they left is because they're just, it looks like, they're all just kind of waiting to go around one more lap before they came down pit road, so it wouldn't be as big of a mess on pit road. But right now, as we look at the cut line, as they run, Jeremy Clements is 40, or no, he's less than 40. He is 38 points to the bad, so yeah, he's basically in a must-win. Then Daniel Hemrick, 6 points to the bad. Brandon Jones, 3 points to the bad. Then Sam Mayer and Ryan Sieg and Riley Herbst are all tied. So Sam Mayer, Ryan Sieg, Riley Herbst are all tied, and it's Sam Mayer, the loser, in that tiebreaker, and so he's out of the playoffs as of right now. Then Josh Berry he's 11 points to the good. Ty Gibbs, 19 points to the good. Justin Allgaier, 20 points to the good. Then AJ Allmendinger, 40 points to the good. Austin Hill is 50 points to the good right now. And then Noah Gragson already locked into the next round. We'll keep you guys updated on the live point standings all throughout today. All those guys interested in what the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoff picture is looking like, we'll be doing the same thing tomorrow for the Cup Series, so make sure you guys tune in for that. So it looks like we're going to be going green next time by Austin Hill. Still out front. He's led over 20 laps today. Won the stage 1. That came out wrong. He won stage 1 on his outside. Trevor Bayne. How about that? Then on row 2, Sheldon Creed pushing his teammate Austin Hill. Those guys kind of work together to dominate stage 1, and that's honestly how it's looked at the front of a lot of these Xfinity Series plate races this year. Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed working together. Then to Sheldon Creed's outside, Brandon Jones. So it's 2 RCR Chevrolets on the inside and 2 Gibbs Toyotas on the outside. Then in row 3, you got Brandon Brown on the inside, Brandon Jones on the outside. Or wait, take that back. Riley Herbst on the outside. And then in row 4, Ryan Sieg. And how about Parker Kligerman? Yeah, this second stage only going to be 19 laps of green flag racing at the max. So, yeah, this one's going to be a lot more of a sprint than stage 1. Honestly, right now, it's like you just don't want to take yourself out of this race this early on. Still, I believe almost every car still in this race. It looks like the 91 of Mason Massey has had to go to the garage. That's a tough break for that team. Oh, wait, no, he's back out on track. So Mason Massey back out on track. So must have had some sort of mechanical issue that really held him back. It's a tough break for those guys, but hey, at least probably a lot of guys will crash out in this race, and that'll give them some more spots, some free spots. But here they are, coming into the Geico restart zone as the pace cars are going to pull off as they go through the tri-oval. Those 2 RCR Chevrolets going to try to work together to keep that lead on the bottom, but not without a fight from the Gibbs Toyotas on the outside. Green flag back in the air, and stage 2 is underway. Good restart for that inside line. Back in the pack, some people are darting down the line, making it 3 wide. Pretty even as they come off a turn 2, that outside line maybe with a slight advantage. Sam Mayer and Justin Allgaier are going to poke to the outside. That's going to put Riley Herbst in the sucker hole. Riley Herbst getting dropped from that third car in the outside line. He's stuck in the sucker hole. There's no help for him now At the front, though, Trevor Bayne has been able to pull out by a couple car lengths advantage on the outside. You got two Gibbs Toyotas on the outside, and then behind them, two JRM Chevrolets working together. Those are 4 drivers you really wouldn't be expecting to be working together normally. And right now, it does look like that outside line's trying to get formed up into the choo-choo formation once again. They're trying to leave these two RCR guys out to dry. But these RCR guys are not giving it up without a fight. Down low, they still got about 5 cars in this kind of lead pack on the inside. Austin Hill, Sheldon Creed, Brandon Brown, Ryan Sieg, and Parker Kligerman. But they're not going to be able to, I don't see how they'll be able to match the pace of all those guys lined up on the outside. But it's Trevor Bayne out front. How about that? Austin Hill trying to get up there and side draft Brandon Jones, the second car on that outside line. Doing a good job. Austin Hill has really proven himself as one heck of a super speedway racer. I'd like to see him make some one-off starts maybe in the Cup Series again in that 33 car on some of the super speedways next year. See what he can do. See if those skills transfer over. And down the back straightaway they go. Trevor Bayne, Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, your top 3 cars on the outside line. That's about everybody that's clear of that inside line that's still being led by Austin Hill. Now, Austin Hill's fighting valiantly on that inside, but I just don't think they've got enough cars to match the momentum of the high side. But I don't think those two RCR guys are just going to give up because they know if they get separated that they can't control the race from the back of the pack. They're going to do everything they can to just fight alongside these leaders, even if they have to do it the entire stage. Because they got guys that trust them. The RCR guys have built up such a reputation on the plate track so far this year that, I mean, a lot of guys are trusting them to lead them to the front still. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Though over 40 people watching, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We only got 8 likes, guys. Let's get up to 20 likes. Let's do it. Let's get to 20 likes. Yeah, that inside line just trying to side draft the outside as they go through the trial. We'll get a bit of a run on them, but they're just not as formed up, like I've been saying. And that's 10 laps complete here in stage 2, 15 to go. Trevor Bayne out front in that Toyota. This is his first start in that car in at least a couple months. Sorry, guys, if I sound a bit stuffed up over the mic. It's because I am. I feel kind of miserable. I'm not going to lie to you. But all these guys are good on fuel to the end of the stage. None of that strategy is going to play out until that final stage, which is 60 laps. Looks like Noah Gregson trying to find a hole in that outside line. I think Riley Herbst is also tagged onto this inside now. So now they got 7 cars trying to work that inside line to the front. It's 7 versus about 20 cars in the outside line, but it's 7 strong cars on that inside. You got Austin, you got the 21, the 2, the 68, the 39, the 9, and the 98, and the 48. So a lot of good super speedway cars right there. But we'll go through our whole running order here really quickly. At the front, Trevor Bayne, Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier, and Anthony Alfredo, your top 5. They're all in that outside line. And then it gets to about 2 wide, where you got that second inside line trying to fight their way forward. You got Austin Hill, Austin Hill, Jeb Burton, Sheldon Creed, Myatt Snyder, Brandon Brown, AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Sieg, Landon Castle, Parker Kligerman, Ty Gibbs, Noah Gregson, your top 15. Then Hemrick, Herbst, Clements, and Barry, your top 20. Then Gase, Williams, Yaley, McLaughlin, your top 24, then Perkins. And Perkins kind of that last car in the lead draft. Then you got Griffith, Earnhardt in the 35. Then Curry, Starr, Baccarella, your top 30. Then DiSavino, Timmy Hill, Joe Graff Jr., Ryan Vargas, B.J. McLeod, Mike Harmon, and Jesse Wuji round out your field. All those guys kind of hanging back a couple seconds off your leader. But all in all, I'd say the whole field's still in somewhat a lead pack. About 5 seconds separate first to last. Albeit though, Austin Hill has bailed on this inside line. Austin Hill has found himself a spot in line. He's now, I believe, like the 5th car in line on that outside line. And now it's Sheldon Creed that's stuck down low to try and lead that inside. But now with Austin Hill bailing out, I expect that inside line to dissipate here really quick. Halfway through this stage, 12 to go as they work their way through the tri-oval. Right now, the poll in the chat, though, who's going to get the win? A playoff driver or a non-playoff driver? Right now, it's about split 50-50. The lap's continuing to wind down here, though, in Stage 2. Austin Hill won Stage 1, able to hold off a dramatic charge from the Toyotas, but now it's the Toyotas that are out front here as we're rolling through Stage 2. And you know what? Sheldon Creed's still fighting on that inside line, and they've gotten a couple other guys to come join him at the tail end of this inside line, trying to find some way forward. I'm trying to see which cars those are, but it's Creed leading the line. Then behind him is Brandon Brown. Then behind Brown is Ryan Sieg. Behind Ryan Sieg, Parker Kligerman. Then Noah Gregson, Riley Herbst. And then another black car and a blue car. And I can't tell who those two are. So they still got decent numbers. And hey, a couple more guys are going to go down there with them. So it looks like this inside line's starting to have a bit of resurgence. And honestly, Austin Hill might regret his decision to go to that outside, because now that he's split up from his teammate, he doesn't have somebody who's just going to stick to his bumper if he pulls out a line. As they go down the back straightaway, Sheldon Creed side by side with Sam Mayer. They're side by side for third place. It's only your top two now that are clear for the lead. And just like that, Austin Hill's going to pull out a line and shuffle out Justin Allgaier to the top side. So he did have some guys that would go with him, and it was the Our Motorsports cars, the 23 and the 27, and that shakes some things up at the front. But it's Sheldon Creed now with a slight advantage over Trevor Bayne through the tri-oval. And at the line, they're side by side. Trevor Bayne's going to lead that one by a hair, but now it's a new battle for the front. And, man, they're getting three wide there in the middle of this lead pack. Things are turning into a beehive with 10 to go here in Stage 2. Down the back straightaway, Sheldon Creed leads by about maybe a half a foot over Trevor Bayne. Brandon Brown's pushing the 2-car. Brandon Jones pushing the 18. And it's Sam Mayer that's been put in the sucker hole now. And Austin Hill's going to try and pull out a line and shuffle out the 19. And he will just about do that. And the 2's going to slide up and go with his teammate. So now the 2 RCR cars are bumper to bumper in the middle groove, trying to go forward. And they're 3 wide for the lead. Brandon Brown with the slight advantage at the bottom. And then Sheldon Creed in the middle and Trevor Bayne up top. Sheldon Creed will lead that one at the line. Oh, boy, now they're 3 wide for the lead, boys. 9 to go in Stage 2. Now it's Brandon Brown fighting with Ryan Sieg on the inside, but it's that middle groove that really seems formed up, because you know why? The 2 RCR cars are bumper to bumper again, and they're going to slide up and go with that outside line down the back straightaway. And with those 2 guys out front, it's probably going to be pretty easy for them to control this race. They just, both the 21 and the 2 have a knack. And as I say that, though, Trevor Bayne's able to get to the inside of Austin Hill and kind of upset that 21 car, and now it's Trevor Bayne leading the middle line, and the 2 RCR cars up top, but now Trevor Bayne doesn't have any Toyotas behind him. As they go through the tri-oval, it's Alfredo down low, Bayne in the middle, and Creed up top. Creed will lead that one at the line. 8 to go in the stage. Trevor Bayne with a surge in the middle of the corner. Getting a push from Sam Mayer. Is he going to be able to clear the 2 on the outside? Yes, he will. A great move by Trevor Bayne to get back to the lead. Of course, everybody knows Trevor Bayne has won a Daytona 500 back in his day, so he knows how to get it done at the plate tracks. But Austin Hill's going to move to the inside line, try and get a run on the 18, not able to do it. And now it's Trevor Bayne negotiating the 3 lines at Talladega. Austin Hill will slide back up to the outside as they come off of turn 4. Trevor Bayne moves down to block the inside. He'll come back up and block the 21, but the 21's able to cross him over. And it's Austin Hill darting to the inside line, and Austin Hill will lead that one at the line. But Austin Hill's going to slide up, and what a move by that 21. My goodness. He just went from the top to the bottom, back to the top there, through that short street from the tri-oval to turn 1. And it's Austin Hill back up out front, and he's going to go down and block the inside line off of turn 1. Now he's going to have to slide up and move to the outside because that's where the momentum is down the back straightaway. Austin Hill putting on a super speedway block and masterclass right now. But now, how about Anthony Alfredo running in second place? But Trevor Bayne's going to poke out a line. The third car on the outside, he's going to put Alfredo out. And Trevor Bayne's going to move to the inside. Not going to have a big enough of a run to get to the 21. But they're going to both slide up to the outside as they go through the tri-oval. Now Anthony Alfredo leads the middle line, and Brandon Brown leads the inside line. But it's still Austin Hill out front with 6 to go. Trying to commentate this thing best as I can. So much action happening right now. Austin Hill out front by about 1 car length as they come off of turn 1. He's going to slide up and just block that outside. Just going where the momentum is right now. Anthony Alfredo with a bit of an energy surge there as they go into turns 3 and 4. It's going to kind of dissipate, though. And now Austin Hill will stay down low as they come off of turn 4. And now that inside line's kind of formed up a little bit there. Hill, Alfredo, Brown, and Sieg making that inside line work. And Alfredo's going to dart up, try to get to the outside of the 21, and the 21's going to have to move up and block that, which he does as they go through turns 1 and 2. Hill kind of moves down, try side draft that 68 there just a bit. Brandon Brown now darting out to the lead for just a second, but he's not going to have the momentum behind him. Whoa, Sam Mayer gets a bit swirly there in the middle of that middle pack. Austin Hill on the outside, though, with Alfredo behind him, then Bayne behind Alfredo. Then it's Brown, the next car, leading the inside line. Then Sam Mayer's just kind of stuck in no man's land in the middle. Coming to 4 to go here in stage 2. 4 to go. A lot of great super speedway racing we're seeing right now. Austin Hill out front. He's led more laps than anybody else today. He's trying to sweep the stages. Brandon Brown going to move up and side draft that outside. Trying to provide some energy for that middle lane. And it really seems like those bottom 2 lanes have really started to lose a lot of their energy right now. They've lost their numbers, and now it's kind of your top 5 cars on the outside that are single file. But Sheldon Creed's going to pull out a line and try to get by the 18 of Trevor Bayne as they come off of turn 4. He's not going to be able to do it, and he's going to kind of lose out on this one. Now Sheldon Creed will be stuck to lead the middle lane, but behind him he's got a good pusher in Justin Allgaier. Trevor Bayne going to now pull down to move to that middle lane, but Austin Hill's just going to do the same thing. It's like Austin Hill is 2 steps ahead right now. That's what it feels like as they go down the back straightaway. And now Sheldon Creed's moving up to the 3rd place car. And Trevor Bayne and Austin Hill will now move down to block his run. As they work their way off of turn 4, they come through the tri-oval 3 abreast for the 2 to go in stage 2. Oh, Sheldon Creed going to be able to get to the inside of the 18 there. And now the two RCR guys are bumper to bumper back out front. Exactly what they wanted. Yeah, now those two teammates together, that's going to be pretty hard to pass. But behind them, two more teammates, the 7 and the 1. They might be able to pull off something. We'll see. And the outside line has really lost a lot of their momentum. Oh, Allmendinger going to try and make a move to the outside of the 39. That was almost dramatic. But he's just going to be able to pull it off, but then he'll jump back down in line ahead of him. And now Alfredo's leading the second line, but it's pretty far back. Now AJ's going to jump out to lead that outside line. Sam Mayer's thinking about going with him. Yes, he will, but that's going to separate him from his teammate, Justin Allgaier. So now the teammates won't be able to work together. Creed and Hill just move up to block that outside line. The white flag in the air in stage 2. Ooh. That was a tight move there from Allmendinger. That's going to put Sam Mayer in the sucker hole. Austin Hill leads the inside line. Sheldon Creed leads the outside line. Austin Hill able to move up to back. Austin Hill able to move back up in front of his teammate. Oh, now Allgaier's got to run on the inside. Allgaier with the slight advantage as they go through turns 3 and 4. But the 16 coming to the back of the 21 with a big run. The 2 car, though, has lost all of his momentum on the outside as they come back through the tri-oval. They're side by side. Austin Hill and Justin Allgaier. Who's it going to be as they come towards the line? It looks like Austin Hill is going to be your stage 2 winner and sweep the stages at Talladega. How about that for Austin Hill? Then Allgaier, Allmendinger, Bain, and Jeb Burton round out your top 5. Then Sam Mayer, Brandon Brown, Brandon Jones, Ryan Sieg, and Josh Berry round out your top 10. Then Ty Gibbs and Riley Herbst just missing out on some stage points. And now it's the final stage that's going to be getting underway here at Talladega. Thanks to everybody tuning in. And with the final stage now underway, who is your guys' pick to win? I don't know how you can bet against the 2 RCR cars right now. I'm going to say who wins. That's going to be the new poll. Who wins at Talladega? I'm going to put Hill. I'm going to put Hill, Creed, or just somebody else. Because, I mean, those 2 guys look pretty much unstoppable right now. There we go. Hey there, guys. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe, though, if you haven't already. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Hey, let's get up to 20 likes, guys. Let's get up to 20 likes. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Let's get up to 2,630 subscribers, guys. Come on. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see what you guys got. Whew. Got to refuel here, man. Got to make sure my voice can make it to the end of this race. We've only been live for, what, 30 laps of racing? We still got 60 to go. 1/3 of the way there. Tate flag, exactly. You already know it. Trying to see if we can hit 2,700 tomorrow, maybe. That would be pretty sweet. 2,700 tomorrow for the Cup race. Right now, looking at the poll. Yeah, it's basically who's going to win at Talladega, Hill, Creed, or somebody else. And right now, the majority of you guys are saying somebody else, but quite a few votes for Hill as well. Right now, my pick has to be Austin Hill. I mean, he has just been out there, just doing an excellent job controlling the runs. Now everybody's coming down pit road. 2 tires for Ryan Sieg, 4 tires for Justin Allgaier. Some people trying to do the 2-tire strategy to get themselves out front and get that track position. And I think Bain will win the race off of pit road. So it's going to be Bain, Mayer, Gregson with no tires, then Jones, Gibbs, Sieg, Yaley with no tires, then Hill, the first guy on 4 tires, and 8th behind him, Allgaier and Allmendinger. So Hill's going to have to work his way through the field if he wants to get back to the front. He's going to be rolling off 8th on the next restart. All these guys do have to pit one more time during this final stage. They're going to be hoping for maybe a caution about halfway through this final stage. That way they don't have to pit under green. But if we do get to green flag pit stops, your team has to execute. You can't afford a penalty as a driver or as a pit crew. Thanks to everybody watching right now, though. Hey, up to 2,623. And we're almost a quarter of the way to 2,700. Quarter of the way almost there. Yeah, so far we're now just getting this final stage underway. Really, we haven't seen any incidents yet in this one. Ty Gibbs spun early on in this race, but he's recovered from that. It's really just been a game of negotiating the lines, and Austin Hill's done a great job of that all day. And guys, if I sound like I have a stuffy nose, it's because, well, I do. I do. Yeah, so this final stage is going to be about 60 laps. When we get the green flag, maybe like 58. So I'm not quite sure what the fuel window is on these guys, but I believe it's somewhere around 40, 45 laps. So you probably see them coming with about 20 to go in the race if this thing were to go green. All right, it's Noah Gragson chasing his 5th win in a row, but also after stage points have now been dealt. Live look at the new playoff cut line. It's Jeremy Clements, who is now 40, or actually, is it 50? 48 points to the bad. 48 points to the bad. Then Daniel Hemrick is 18 points to the bad. Riley Herbst is 16 points to the bad. No, 14 points to the bad. 14 points to the bad. Then Brandon Jones, 3 to the bad. Ryan Sieg, 3 to the good. And Sam Mayer, 11 to the good. And then you have Josh Berry, who is 20 points to the good. Justin Allgaier, 30 points to the good. Austin Hill is about 42 points to the good. Ty Gibbs, 44 points to the good, I believe. Or, no, 40. So, yeah. Basically, unless one of those guys I just mentioned at the last minute were to crash, they're looking pretty solid right now going into the Roval next week. What? Oh, I heard. Hold on 1 second, guys. We're just going to have to step away here for 1 second. 58 to go here at Talladega. Trevor Bayne on the outside, Noah Gragson on the inside. Green flag back in the air. Good restart for Trevor Bayne on the outside. He's getting a nice push from his teammate Ty Gibbs, who's rebounded from that spin earlier. Still all 38 cars in this race. And with 58 to go, I have a feeling that number is certainly going to slim down. But no, Gregson already trying to make an aggressive move up to the top side to block him off, but he's going to come back down to cover off Brandon Jones and take that run from the inside. And now he'll slide back up and block off that top side down the back straightaway. And who's that pulling out of the line? Josh Berry pulls out of the line to try and form a third groove. And I don't think anybody's going to go with them, so that's probably going to end up hurting the 8 car. But it's Noah Gragson out front, chasing 5 wins in a row. Behind him, Trevor Bayne. And behind Bayne, Gibbs. And behind Gibbs, how about that? J.J. Yaley in 7th place. But as they come back through the trial, Brandon Jones has a run down low, but Gragson will lead it at the line. But all these guys have to pit once during this final stage. And green flag pit stops always add a little bit of spice to these Xfinity Series playoff race or plate races. We'll have to see if they get there first. Gragson still leads that outside. Some good guys having some nice runs inside the top 10 right now. Yeah. No, that's Jeb Burton. Different people. Yeah. J.J. Yaley having a nice run, like they just mentioned. But Parker Kligerman in 12th in the 48, Blaine Perkins in 14th. And then Derek Griffith inside the top 20. Really nobody too crazy near the front right now, but that probably has to do with so many cars still being in this race. And a live look at the point standings. It's Sam Mayer 7 to the bat. Whoa, Ryan Sieg with an aggressive move to the outside, and now Ryan Sieg leading this race. He's going to come back down to the inside. No, Gragson has kind of been shuffled out through all this chaos. You'll look away for 1 second, and that's what happens. Ooh, that was tight right there between Austin Hill and the 39. But as they come through the tri-oval, Ryan Sieg's going to try and make a block to the top side. He'll be able to pull that off. Now he's having to hold off A.J. Allmendinger, and it's Brandon Brown who's back to the front leading that inside line. 55 to go. Ryan Sieg kind of down low on his own. I don't think he's going to be able to get up there and block the 16. He won't. Now that'll allow AJ to be able to go to the lead down the back straightaway. And Sieg now leads the middle line. We'll see how he recovers from that. Allmendinger out front right now for the first time today. Oh boy. You're just waiting for it to happen right now. You're just waiting for it to happen. All these guys are really racing pretty aggressive here. Ryan Sieg, though, kind of inches up to being side by side with the 16 as they go through turns 1 and 2. That 39 car looking pretty strong right now. He's been inside the top 10 all day. Now, Ryan Sieg doesn't really need to win this race to get himself into the next round of the playoffs. So, he is running up front right now, which I feel like isn't bad. I just feel like if I was him, I'd probably be playing it a little bit more conservatively right now. Because the 39 does not have race-winning pace at the Roval. I mean, they might run top 10. But they're definitely not going to be able to go out there and win. So if they were to crash out here, they wouldn't be able to recover next week. If I were them, I would just kind of play it safe until the end. Yep. Well, he won. But as they go down the back straightaway, that outside line's starting to bulk up in numbers. Ooh, who's somebody maybe tagged the wall there a little bit off a turn, too. Austin Hill separated from his teammate Sheldon Creed right now. I wonder if he'll be willing to pull down to that inside and go with his teammate. You can tell he's thinking about it kind of right now. The 2 and the 21 have just been so strong together throughout the day. If I was Austin Hill, I would pull out a line and go down and work with your teammate. At the front, though, Ryan Sieg, then Allmendinger, Hill, Jones, Gregson, your top 5. And it looks like everybody's just trying to sneak into that outside line right now. The inside line has really fallen apart. And it looks like we're getting ready for the choo-choo train. And yeah, look at that. As they went down the back straightaway, that outside line just about doubled, whereas the inside line was cut in half in terms of numbers. Now, this inside line was able to hold their own for the majority of stage 1, or for stage 2, but stage 3 is a lot longer. And you can just see these guys are not willing to fight for it. And now it's Sheldon Creed just stuck by himself down low. Justin Allgaier also down there, but yeah, they're just going backwards, looking for a hole to slip into. But it's Sieg, Allmendinger, Hill, Jones, Gregson, Gibbs, Herbst, Castle, Snyder, Burton, your top 10. And then, Creed just is able to slide in the line ahead of Sam Mayer. That was kind of tight. And then Kligerman, Hemrick, Alfredo, Perkins, Bain, Brown, Creed, Mayer, Yaley, and Barry, your top 20. That is good news on Jordan Anderson after being airlifted to the nearest hospital after his very scary incident earlier today in the Truck Series. He's getting treated for burns, apparently minor burns, on his, I believe they said his arm, his left arm, and his shoulder, and his knees. So, his neck, and his knees. So, hopefully he's able to recover soon. That was a very scary incident earlier today in the Truck Series. You know what? We're going to change the poll up here a little bit. We're going to change up the poll. We're going to say, inspired by Tate, we're going to say, are we going to see a flip?
Andrew Tate?
Shot. Will there be a flip? That's the new poll for the chat. Or more so, should I say, when will there be a flip? And just like that, we're seeing the choo-choo train right now around Talladega. Let me see your choo-choos in the chat. I don't know, though. I say we're seeing the choo-choo, but, Austin Hill does not look very content running in third place. He just keeps poking about half a line out of the pack as they go through the turns. It's like just getting some clean air on the nose, but it looks like he's feeling it out to see maybe if he were to get big enough of a run one time, if he would really just full send it and go out there and try and make a run for the lead. Austin Hill definitely has the best car out there right now. The lap's winding down. We're past halfway. And Sam Mayer trying to pick him off one at a time right now. Working his way by J.J. Yaley as they go through turns 3 and 4. Just get side draft down the straightaways and then darting back up in line during the turns. At least that's what he's doing right now. Usually it's vice versa. And we often will see guys do when you get into this choo-choo train all around the top line. You'll see them as they go into the turn, you'll see somebody just dart down low and basically try to shortcut the course, go to that inside line and try and slide up a hole in front of the guy they're trying to get by And that's what Sam Mayer did off of turn 2, but there's just no hole for him to slide up into. Now he's going to try and side draft. What is that? The 68 as they go down the back straightaway, but I don't think there's going to be a hole for him to slide into as they go through turns 3 and 4. But now Ryan Sieg's been out front for how many laps? Been out front for 9 laps. So still Austin Hill's led the most laps today, 33. Trevor Baines led 13. Yeah, only one caution for incident today. That was just Ty Gibbs going around on the racetrack. And then Mason Massey, the only guy a lap down, he had mechanical issues. He's 17 laps down, but he's still out there on the racetrack. So still 38 cars that could be crashed in this one. And now Sheldon Creed and Anthony Alfredo are two guys trying to poke on a line, trying to pick up some spots using that strategy Mayer was using. And I had just mentioned how Mayer tried to pull on a line and find a spot. Didn't work, and he lost about 5 spots. But now you got 4 guys that have kind of pulled down a line together towards the back of this pack, so maybe we're trying to see a resurgence of this inside line. Oh, and Alfredo. Oh, we're seeing some strategy here. Alfredo and Burton coming to pit road. 2 teammates right there, the 23 and the 27. And now this is just the opening of the pit window, so I feel like usually you see these guys come at the end of the pit window, not at the beginning. I just the only risk of this is if we go into overtime and things like that you'll run out of gas. At the front, though, Allmendinger pulling out a line with Austin Hill, and they're trying to shuffle out Ryan Sieg from the lead as they go down the back straightaway. I don't see how Ryan Sieg will be able to hold out on his own at the top for much longer. And now with everybody pulling to the inside, I'd have to imagine, I feel like we're going to see a lot more guys coming to the inside, and it looks like we're about to see a lot of Chevrolets. And yes, here they come, Allmendinger. Go, Gregson, that was tight. Is Gregson be able to slow it down? Yes, he will. Good job by Gregson to get the most out of the braking there, but that was a really tight moment between him and the 16. And that's going to bring a lot of the Chevrolets to pit road. Oh! Myatt Snyder's going to get spun into his pit stall off the nose of the 02. And they're just going to fill up that car in reverse. All 4 tires are in the pit stall, but that's really going to hurt the 31 because he will probably lose the draft now. But Myatt Snyder tried to come into his pit stall, but the 02 was beneath him, and he just hooked himself off the nose of the 02 there. Snyder is going to lose the draft here, I'd say almost certainly, and that's really going to hurt his chances. But at the front, Allmendinger trying to take the lead from the 21 on pit road, off of pit road, I mean. What will soon be the lead. And now here come in a lot of the Toyotas and some of the Fords. And now these guys are a bit smoother getting into pit road. Now it's just Bailey Curry, Tim Hill, David Starr, Ryan Vargas, Earnhardt, McLaughlin, Clements, DeSavino, Baccarella, McLeod, and Nawuji that still need to make their stop. But we'll see how all these guys come back together. So Ryan Sieg will lead this second pack off of pit road by quite a margin over Ty Gibbs. But now here comes this second pack being led by Austin Hill. Where will they all line up? Where will Austin Hill line up with Ryan Sieg as they work their way off of turn 2? This pack of Chevrolets definitely has got a lot more speed, it seems, than these Fords. But Ryan Sieg, I think, will be able to merge in with these other guys. But the Toyotas are definitely going to fall to the tail end of this pack. We just got to see if they can hang on to the draft. And Austin Hill's going to be able to just slice to the inside of Ryan Sieg and go right by him. At least 10 miles per hour faster right there. And now Austin Hill is out front leading this pack of guys. That's about half a lap behind the leaders, but those guys that are out front still have to make their pit stop. Currently, they're being led by Bailey Curry, Tim Hill, and Ryan Vargas. We'll see when this second pack of guys, or third pack of guys, comes down pit road. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and hang it out there for as long as they can. Now, I'm really interested to see, does anybody lose the draft here big time? I'm trying to see. Yeah, you can already see a couple guys just up the road from these leaders. Mike Snyder, Mike Harmon. Those two cars are just up the road from these leaders, and they are definitely going to go a lap down here soon. But also no penalties so far into green flag pit stops. That's usually a rare sight to see at Talladega. Yeah, Mike Harmon and Mike Snyder are going to go a lap down here probably within the next lap or so. But then it's a little bit ways up the road to Joey Gase and Josh Williams. And then basically ahead of those guys, about 5 seconds, would be the next pack of cars. But I'm interested to see, is this second pack of cars faster than the lead pack? And yes, they most certainly are now. Looking just at the lap times, probably about half a second faster at least. And now it's only about 5 cars that are yet to make their pit stop. A couple guys came down this time, the Alpha Prime guys, Jeremy Clements. And now it's just Curry, Hill, Vargas, Earnhardt, and Starr that have got to make their final pit stops of the day. And doesn't look like these guys are going to come down pit road this time at least. But the one thing I do have to say, though, is Myatt Snyder is probably going to play it smart here if he can and either try and lead this pack of leaders, which it looks like he's set himself up to do. So, yeah, now Snyder is in front of Curry. So he's basically holding up the leader of this race, giving him that track position for now. We'll see. Yeah, I think he's going to be able to hold that up for now. So that'll at least help him in terms of track position for a bit. Because if those guys do pit behind him, then it'll be a sitting duck again. But at least give him a little bit more space between him and the next pack of leaders. Yeah, Mike Harmon, CJ McLaughlin, Howie DiSavino, a couple of guys that are going to be stuck a lap down already here. But Hill leads this other pack of guys, all single file. There's about, I'm trying to see how many of them would be in that next pack of cars. 6th place through about 17. So there's about 12 cars in this in this second pack that's trying to chase down the leaders. Yeah. I'd do it now. Hold on one second, guys. Whew. Allergies, man. I don't know. But it's Austin Hill out front and Allmendinger second, Gregson third. Well, not really, but that's what it will be once these leaders come down pit road. Now they can run about 10 more laps, 15 more laps, these top 5, before they have to pit. But I don't think they'll run that long. The second pack of guys is making them about 0.4 of a second a lap. But they're still about 27 seconds behind on the racetrack, so they wouldn't catch them. Ooh. It does look like this pack of leaders, though, is going to catch some more lap traffic. We'll see if that bogs them down some more. They're catching up to Jesse Wuji, Caesar Baccarelli, BJ McLeod, Joey Gase, Jeremy Clements, Josh Williams. And Jeremy Clements, he's got to try and find a way to stay on the lead lap here because, you know, he's playing the stay it safe strategy, or he's playing the keep it safe strategy until the finish. So that way he hopefully is able to avoid the wrecks until the end when, you know, you just have to go for it. And if he goes a lap down, that basically throws out that strategy. Who is that car that they're passing right now? Is that the 44 maybe? I think the 44 of Howie DiSavino maybe had to come down pit road again because he's 2 laps down, so that's a tough break for that team. Ooh, right now, just kind of waiting it out, guys. Just waiting it out in the middle of these green flag pit stops. You got this pack of these top 5 guys: Curry, Hill, Vargas, Earnhardt, and Starr. I really don't know what they're trying to do with this strategy right now. Maybe they're just hoping for a caution or something, but even then, they're going to have to come down pit road. So I really don't totally understand the strategy call by these guys, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Because the thing is after they come down pit road, they are going to lose the lead draft. And they'll be at risk of going a lap down, especially if we were to go green for about 10, 15 laps after their pit stop. So that'd be my only risk for those guys. They're kind of staying out right now. And also that pack, that quote lead pack, really only has about 3 cars in it right now. David Starr has fallen off of the draft, and Jeffrey Earnhardt's not really keeping up with it either. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Whew. Right now, the majority of you guys saying we will see a flip in this one, so I don't know. Right now, they're keeping it tame. So that probably isn't going to be the case. Yeah, the second pack of cars, though, that will eventually cycle to the lead. That running order in that pack is Hill, then Allmendinger, Gregson, Castle, Mayer, Kligerman, Creed, Sieg, Herbst, Barry, Gibbs, Bain, Jones, Burton, and Jones, Hemrick, and that's that second pack. Then there's about a 4-second gap back to Jeb Burton, Justin Allgaier, Anthony Alfredo. But yeah, right now, only 33 laps to go, halfway through this final stage, just about. Still waiting for a couple of guys to make their final pit stops and complete this set of green flag stops. But yeah, that second pack really just staying content, running single file around the inside line right now, just biding their time. And now here come in your remaining leaders to pit. Bailey Curry, Ryan Vargas, and Timmy. Hello, Bailey Curry might have been speeding down the pit road there. We'll have to see. Almost lost it. And we'll see where they all cycle out. And so now we'll see all these guys cycle out together. And now it's Austin Hill. Yeah, those guys are going to be at least a half a lap down when they merge back out. Then it's Austin Hill, Allmendinger, Gregson, Castle, Mayer, your top 5 now that green flag pit stops have cycled through. Oops. Now we'll see where this all cycles out. So now it's just Howie DiSavino that's 1 lap down. And maybe about a half a lap ahead of these leaders, there's a pack of guys that are kind of running in the middle of nowhere. So we'll see once those guys catch those guys, we'll see what happens with that. But your top 14 are all in the lead draft, and then there's about a 3-second gap to the next pack of cars where there's about 5 more guys. We'll see if they're able to catch up to that lead draft. But in terms of the guys that stayed out there and bode their time, I don't know what the term would be. The guys that stayed out there and bided their time for as long as they could, they're at least 10, 15 seconds off the lead draft. So, yeah, I really don't understand that strategy. That really, I feel like, hurt them. They're probably going to go a lap down here within the next 5 to 10 laps. Yeah, especially Ryan Vargas lost a ton of time. Coming to 30 to go, though. 30 to go for Austin Hill, who's led the most laps today. 35 laps out front. Nobody's even close to that number. Yeah, I mean, right now, it's really just playing the choo-choo game, playing the waiting game to the finish. Who do you put your money on right now? We'll just kind of go through our running order so far. Austin Hill out front. He's been the plate guy this year. I mean, untouchable. AJ Allmendinger hasn't really lived up to the same standards he kind of set for himself last year. Also, Bailey Curry was speeding coming down to pit road. That's a tough break for that 4 team. They're having to come back down pit road, so they will lose a lap here at least. Maybe they'll end up losing 2. Tough break for that 4 car. But anyways, if we look at the cut line, though, at this moment, it's Jeremy Clements. That is 25 plus 23. He is 48 points to the bad. So that is a mega yikes for Jeremy Clements. He's basically in a must-win. I mean, he was in a must-win scenario, but he's going to need a lot of chaos to unfold here coming to the finish for him to have a shot going into the Roval. Then Brandon Jones, 10 points to the bad. Hemrick, 8 to the bad. Herbst, 4 to the bad. Sieg, 4 to the good. Mayer is 11 points to the good. Josh Berry is 24 points to the good. Justin Allgaier, 26 to the good. Then Ty Gibbs is 46 points to the good. Austin Hill is 52 or 58 points to the good or something like that. So Austin Hill, AJ Allmendinger, both of those two guys are looking really good right now. And then Noah Gregson's locked in. Yeah, and who is that last driver in this lead draft? Daniel Hemrick is just barely hanging on to this lead draft right now, just trying his best. But this lead draft is definitely starting to kind of gap. Some gaps are starting to emerge between the cars. There's a couple of spots where there's maybe a 2-car length gap between cars in this lead draft. And that could break up. That could end up leading to an actual break in the pack. Yeah, the 11 is just barely hanging on to this lead draft. That second pack of cars really has not made up any ground on this lead draft. But yeah, it looks like Daniel Hemrick, as they come to the trial this time, Daniel Hemrick, I would say, is lost. Yeah, he's lost the lead draft unless these guys back up for some reason. He's probably about 3 or 4 car lengths off the back of the 19. And and he just might be able to catch back up to the bumper for the 19 here going through turns 1 and 2. And it looks like just barely he'll be able to sync back up with this lead draft. But if I were him, if I get another run up on the back of these guys, I would try and pass Brandon Jones. Because I don't want to be the last guy in this lead draft and be the one most at risk of losing this lead draft. Man, dude, it is so hard to sit here patiently for all this. But some underdogs near the front. Parker Kligerman in 6th place, doing a one-off start in that 48. Also, these guys are putting Ryan Vargas a lap down. Yeah, that strategy really, I don't think, worked out for those guys that stayed out there. Anyways, Parker Kligerman in 6th place. And honestly, he's the only underdog, like I would really say, in this lead pack. And I wouldn't even say he's much of an underdog. It's really, like that equipment's solid at the plate track. So I really wouldn't even say there's really any underdogs near the front right now. But with Ryan Vargas going a lap down, he'll be the 3rd car or the 4th car that's fallen off the lead lap. And now it's about 15 seconds up the racetrack till there's a small pack of cars that these leaders would possibly catch. We'd have to see how they would negotiate that traffic. $25 to go. 25 to go. And like I'm saying, these guys are really, the pack has just thinned out so much. These guys are really content, I'd say, to basically run where they're at right now. Hey, thanks everybody watching, though. Right now, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd say so far, though, I don't know if we're going to see a big one today, guys. I think we could see this thing just kind of playing pretty chill, kind of like similar to the Atlanta finish earlier this year. I feel like these guys might just play it calm all the way out. Less than 25 to go now as these guys are catching Bailey Curry to put him 2 laps down. That's a tough break for that 4 car. Or wait, actually, no. They'd be putting him just one lap down now. So now Bailey Curry goes lap down, and these guys are catching up to Mike Harmon, CJ McLaughlin, Cesar Baccarella, BJ McLeod, Myatt Snyder, and Jesse Iwuji, Timmy Hill, that group of cars, pretty quickly. There's only 19 cars I'd say are really within threat of winning this race right now. And there's really only about 15 that are really in this lead draft, so. And Daniel Hemrick and Brandon Jones are starting to, it feels like they're starting to fall off this lead draft, maybe a little bit as well. Just kind of hanging on right now. Thanks to everybody watching, though, right now. Honestly, I am so bored. The choo-choo train, I have to admit, it just, sometimes it just ain't it, man. It just ain't it. Let me see if I can adjust the sound. Let me see. The strange tutor you're rooting for, Justin Allgaier. Well, right now, Allgaier's kind of stuck. Allgaier did not, through green flag stops, was not able to stay in the lead draft. He's kind of in that second pack of cars that's about 4 seconds off the lead draft, currently running in 16th. I don't really see any way they're able to catch up to this lead draft unless these guys start to get real racy or we get a caution. And right now, I don't see anybody pulling out a line inside this lead draft until we get to maybe 10 to go. I mean, they are really being patient today. Now, but I could also see if we catch some lapped cars and some lapped cars maybe provide an opportunity for somebody to maybe throw a pick and make a pass happen, then I would possibly see maybe that starting to dice things up a little bit more. But right now, we're really not catching any lapped cars at any rapid pace. At this rate, they'd probably catch 2 lapped cars in about 8 or so laps. Maybe probably about 6 laps, they'll catch 2 lapped cars. That could provide a passing opportunity. Yeah, like I'm saying, your lead draft right now, just running single file. It's just Hill, Allmendinger, Gregson, Castle, Mayer, Kligerman, Creed, Sieg, Herbst, Barry, Gibbs, Bain, Jones, and Hemrick. And then there's about a 4-second gap, almost a 5-second gap, though, now back to Jeb Burton, Allgaier, Alfredo, Griffin, and Yaley. And then it's 20 seconds to the next group of cars, which those guys are basically half a lap down at this point, but that's Blaine Perkins, Josh Williams, Jeremy Clements, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Joey Gase, Joe Graff Jr. Honestly, right now, I wish I could throw a commercial break or something for you guys, because honestly, that might be more entertaining than the racing that's being provided right now. Now, I know this is pretty typical for most super speedways, but ooh. With the guys coming to 19 to go, I'm hoping the action starts to pick up. Just the only reason these guys aren't pulling out a line right now is just, well, if you pull out a line, will anybody go with you? Because if nobody goes with you, you're just at too big of a risk of losing the lead draft. It's really just not worth it. John Cena, on that one, I'm going to have to go A. On that one, I'm going to have to go get A. Jeff Sperry, I don't think this choo-choo train's coming off the rails right now. Also, Blaine Perkins having to make an unscheduled pit stop. I wonder what that's for. Tough break for that 0-2 car. Let me hear your choo-choos. That Sammer guy, you're going for Gregson all day, trying to make it 5 in a row. Right now, he's running in third place. Not in the catbird seat, but in the catbird catbird seat. Yeah, guys, right now, who are your picks to win with 18 to go? I can't bet against Austin Hill right now. The guy has just been so good all day. He's led over, 50 laps now? I mean, yeah, I like the choo-choos I'm seeing. Hopefully I don't have to see too many choo-choos tomorrow. I wonder if that O2 car has gone to the garage or not. I'll see if I can get an update on him for you guys. But yeah, he's now been on the pits for a couple laps. So it's a tough break for that team. And it looks like they're putting, is that the 47 of Mike Harmon a lap down right now? That might be the 40. Yeah, I think they're putting the 47 a lap down. Big Mike Harmon going a lap down. And then you got CJ McLaughlin also going a lap down right now. Also, this isn't a huge deal, but Bailey Curry, albeit a lap down, he has tagged himself onto the back of this lead draft pretty well. So that's just one more car in this lead draft who wouldn't really be competing for the win, but somebody who would be probably dicing up with the leaders like they're on the lead lap. So honestly, they really need more numbers in this lead pack to really make things interesting right now. But the next car to go a lap down is Brandon Brown, who seems to be having an issue. I think Brandon Brown's having some sort of problem. His lap times the last couple laps have been pretty far off the pace relative to everybody else. Your leaders average speed around the racetrack right now looking like the guys in the lead draft, their average speed is about 182 miles an hour, whereas Brandon Brown is down at like 177. So yeah, there just seems to be something wrong with the 68 right now. Haven't heard any official reports on it from NASCAR, but he was up in like 20th, and now he's down to 31st. That's a tough break for that 68. Are the defending winners of this race, but they're going to lap down now here with 15 laps to go. This is also an interesting note. Because Austin Hill and Allmendinger are so far ahead in points right now, if they finish inside the top 5 or inside the top 10, basically where they are right now, they'll be locked into the next round of the playoffs going into the Roval. So the Gregson, Hill, and Allmendinger could all be potentially just going for the win next weekend at the Roval, which would make it really hard for somebody who's trying to win their way into the playoffs next weekend at the Roval, because those are some solid road course racers right there. 14 laps to go. Also looks like Howie DeSavino's going 2 laps down. Also, Blaine Perkins is back out on the track. Really not sure what happened with that O2 car, but now he's 3 laps down. Oh, and that's Cesar Baccarella going a lap down now in 30th. And now it's probably going to be about 8 more laps or so before these guys catch a pretty big group of lapped cars. Or about 6 or 7 lapped cars are all in the pack. And those guys will probably catch those guys with about 7 laps to go. So that could make things interesting. Yeah, so far, how many laps has Austin Hill been out front? Because, I mean, he has really just put on a clinic today. I think he's probably led over half the laps by this point. Yeah, 53 laps led at this point for Austin Hill, so basically half the laps. Thanks to everybody tuning in, though. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Things are heating up as we get towards the finish. Johnny, you're rooting for Austin? Honestly, I've really kind of grown a fan of both of the RCR drivers throughout this year. Because I feel like they're almost like, they're not really underdogs, but they kind of like, well, they're really not underdogs, but they're like the underdog of the big teams. So it's kind of fun to root for them. 12 to go, though. 12 to go. It's Hill, Allmendinger, Gregson, your top three. This lead draft all running single file. Yeah, Jay, this race has been pretty boring. I can't lie to you. Also, CJ McLaughlin has tagged himself onto the back of this lead draft as well. So now this lead draft is up to, I believe, about 16 cars maybe. So even though there are 2 lapped cars that have tagged themselves onto this lead pack, I know they're not really competing for the win, but if things were to get dicey, that would be 2 more guys kind of added into the shuffle. That adds to the amount of the size of the runs that you can provide with more cars being involved. So I'm glad there's that. But I'm just right now kind of keeping track of when these guys are going to catch that next pack of lapped cars. They're probably going to catch that. Actually, that second pack is actually decently fast. They're probably going to catch them with about maybe like 3 or 4 to go. It'd be really tight. Also, the next pack of 5 cars has really slimmed down, or has really fallen back. They were 4 seconds back. Now they're 7 seconds back, just about. So, I mean, these guys have to get really racy for that second pack of guys to really reel them in. Now here they come with 10 to go. And, yeah, I feel like you got to start to be, if you're at the tail end of this lead draft of 15 cars, you got to start to be willing to mix it up right now. Whew. Oh, boy, ladies and gents. Thanks to everybody watching. We got 80 people watching right now. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're only at 30 likes right now. Let's get that thing up to 40. Oh, boy. Yeah, they're recapping the race right now on the TV, and basically the only thing there is to say is that Gibbs spun out on the first lap, and Austin Hill has basically dominated the race ever since. 9 to go, 9 to go. Gregson thought about it kind of right there through the trial. He thought about it. Also, Blaine Perkins is also kind of staying in this lead draft, so that's another car added into this lead draft. He's a lap down, but I'm saying, it's just the more the merrier. Yeah, this could get pretty crazy pretty quick, because they're probably going to catch like that next pack of guys with right about like 2 laps to go, 3 laps to go, and these guys are all going to be dicing it up at this point, and then there'll be like 6 lapped cars they're going to have to try and negotiate. Now, they could just go right by them, or they could be totally in the way. That's going to be interesting. Eight to go. Still nobody willing to pull out a line. Oh, boy. Dang, it's just 8 to go. Nobody's willing to pull out. Come on. I'm looking for the teammates that are bumper to bumper that maybe go together, but there's really nobody actually like hooked up right now. Josh Berry kind of looked up there a little bit in 3 and 4. Noah Gregson in 3rd place. He's the guy I know will pull out a line, but I feel like Gregson wouldn't pull out till like 2 to go. I feel like Gregson's going to be patient. Honestly, I think those guys inside the top 4 are really all going to be patient. Like, I think if a move happens, it's going to be further back. Now 7 to go. Yeah, and now they're showing it on the broadcast. There's a group of like 5 guys. That's not too far. That's like not too far ahead. Yeah, they'll probably catch him within the next couple laps. Oh, boy. Now those lapped cars are trying to get up the racetrack and out of the way. I don't know. I hope they kind of get in the way and cause an opportunity for somebody to make a move. And you can kind of see these guys are starting to back up to each other, so that way they can make a run happen. The three teammates that are together are the Gibbs cars, but they're all at like the tail end of this lead draft. So even if they were to go together, I mean, they're just so far back. Oh, Josh Berry pokes out a line. Josh Berry pulls out a line. Also, somebody is slow on the apron down the back straightaway. A blue car. I don't know who that is. And now they're pulling out a line. The 48. With 6 to go, the moves are happening. And a lot of guys darted back down to the inside. But now Sam Mayer's going to try and pull up out a line. It's Austin Hill still out front, but it's Sam Mayer now leading the second group, or second line. 5 to go. Sam Mayer's got Ryan Sieg and Josh Berry behind him. And now there's 2 lines trying to work their way forward. Will anybody else go up with Sam Mayer? It looked like Landon Castle might have thought about it. And that outside line not able to get a big run there. But, Landon Castle's going to move up, and so will Noah Gregson. But Landon Castle moved back to the inside. And just like that, Gregson kind of got shuffled out there by the juke move by Landon Castle. But now it's Noah Gregson leading that outside line with his teammate Sam Mayer. Oh, boy. And now these guys are catching up to that lap traffic. How will they negotiate the lap traffic? Yikes. Oh! Hill's going to throw a huge block on the 9. The 21 almost spins through the tri-oval, but it's Sam Mayer to the lead at the line. And they're 3 wide for the lead right now. Austin Hill on the outside, Sam Mayer and Allmendinger on the inside. Austin Hill has no help behind him. There's lapped cars ahead of him. How will they negotiate the lap traffic ahead? It's Allmendinger leading on the inside. Some lapped guys will go below the apron to get out of the way down low. Good job by them to avoid. And then there's 3 guys up against the fence. They're kind of out of the way as well. Now Austin Hill's having to go to the rear of this field, so Austin Hill's been dropped out of the conversation. I don't see how he comes back from that. Allmendinger on the inside. Sam Mayer with the run on the outside. Allmendinger's got his teammate Castle behind him. He's probably going to be a pretty loyal pusher here. 3 to go. These 2 cars are pretty even in number. These 2 lines are pretty even in numbers. Oh! The 16 got a bit swirly there on the inside. Oh, boy, who's it going to be as they go down the back straightaway? Allmendinger on the inside, Sam Mayer on the outside. Then Castle pushing Allmendinger, Sieg pushing Mayer. And then Kligerman on the inside, Barry on the outside. Then you got the 3 Gibbs Toyotas all lined up on the outside in that outside line. I feel like they'd all pull out a line here, maybe with 2 to go. And as I say that, Austin Hill's actually going to jump out of line and kind of discombobulate that run. Ooh, 31 was it sideways there. Allmendinger leading with 2 to go. Oh, boy. Sam Mayer trying to edge out to the lead as they come off a turn 2. 2 to go. Oh, we got a spinner on the back straightaway. The 31 of Matt Snyder's got a flat tire. He's off to the apron. Can Myatt Snyder get that thing rolling again? We'll see. He's trying to get it rolling, but pretty slowly. Myatt Snyder's kind of stuck on the back straightaway. Will they throw the caution as they come through the tri-oval? No, they won't. White flag is in the air. It's Sam Mayer out front on the inside. Ryan Sieg behind him. And then they're 3 wide. Oh, goodness. Where will the run come from? Allmendinger's got a huge run down low with Landon Castle. Sam Mayer's going to try and block him in. A great block by Sam Mayer as they go through through turns 3 and 4. There's going to be one more big run coming through the tri-oval. Sam Mayer's way out front. Are they going to be able to get to the bumper? That's one car as they come through the tri-oval. The one car is going to make a block on the 16. Will it be too little, too late? Allgaier to the outside of the one as they come towards the line, and I think it's A.J. Allmendinger by an inch. Allmendinger gets it done. Oh, my goodness. Then Castle, Sieg, and Barry are top 5. That might be the most boring plate race I've ever seen, but wow, what a finish. I did not think Allmendinger was going to be able to get there. But at the line, I just threw about, maybe a foot between the 16 and the 1. Allmendinger able to just get the outside of the 1. I really did not think the run was going to be there, but wow, Allmendinger gets it done. And now Allmendinger's locked into the playoffs. And with those points added in, it's Clements who will be basically in a must-win going into the Roval. Then Herbst 10 points to the bad. Jones 9 to the bad. Hemrick 7 to the bad. Sieg 7 to the good. How about Ryan Sieg putting himself into a position above the cut line going into the Roval? Then Mayer 13 to the good. Allgaier is 26 points to the good. Josh Berry 28 points to the good. And then basically everybody else I think is just about locked in on points. What a race, guys. I think we'll be live tomorrow. I don't know yet, but thanks to everybody who tuned in. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one.